Hello, and welcome to the 9th Revolutionary Minute. This series, from Quincy Historical Society, Quincy 400, and QATV, seeks to honor the events of the American Revolution, both significant and obscure, in Quincy, Massachusetts, and beyond. 250 years ago, in the first 2 weeks of May 1774, arriving ships brought to Boston details and finally the full text of the Port Act, made law 6 weeks earlier. The uneasy stasis that had prevailed since the Boston Tea Party came to a permanent end. Residents learned that the port of Boston would be closed until such time as the tea was paid for and the Crown saw fit to lift the prohibitions. They also learned that the seat of colonial government would be moved to Salem. Patriot leaders took immediate action. Their strategy was to condemn the act as cruel and a violation of fundamental rights and due process, and to build a broad coalition to resist. Joseph Warren organized a meeting of committees of correspondence of Boston and 8 other towns for May 12th. A formal Boston town meeting followed on the 13th. Sam Adams composed a circular letter to the other colonies. Bostonians, he wrote, were being punished without their being called to answer for, without their having even been accused of, any crime. The town, he said, was suffering the stroke of vengeance in the common cause of America. The very being of every colony considered as a free people hung in the balance. Therefore, it was impossible to believe that Boston, quote, will now be left to struggle alone. Paul Revere rode south, carrying the letter to New York and Philadelphia and gathering the measure of public opinion. Adams, Warren, and the Committee of Correspondence favored a boycott. Colonies would stop all trading with Britain, the premise being that the economic impact would force Britain to back down. But a boycott proved a tough sell. And even at a Boston town meeting on May 17th, a significant minority thought that perhaps Boston should just pay for the tea. So a struggle over tactics and strategy continued. Meanwhile, General Thomas Gage, Massachusetts Royal Governor-designate, arrived in Boston, and in Britain, Parliament passed more severe laws. The notion of a coalition, however, was taking hold. There began to be talk about possibly holding a Congress of the Colonies. In the most extensive written response to the Port Act, Josiah Quincy Jr. made the most eloquent case for unity, emphasizing the people of the colonies as a distinct identity. A whole people are prosecuted by they know not whom, tried they know not when, proved guilty they know not how. He continued, Americans have one common interest to unite them. That interest must cement them. They must stand or fall together. The smallest spark of virtue will, on this occasion, kindle into flame. Thanks for watching, and please join us for the next Revolutionary Minute.